Hi, everyone. Welcome to Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. It is Relationship Wednesdays. So welcome into the building. So glad to see you. I'm so glad that you decided to stop by. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so that every time we go live or upload a video, you will be notified. So let me bring, I believe, Chef Kev is in the building.
What's up?
What's going on? Hey. All right, everyone. So we're here for Relationship Wednesdays, where we both agree to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And if you come in the comments, we need you to be truthful and your authentic self also. So, Chef Kev, thanks for joining me. I'm just here messing with my tea over here. Thanks for joining me for Relationship Wednesdays. And tonight's topic is we're going to talk age. Does it matter if there's a major age gap in when you're talking about relationships? And then we're also going to talk about, the friends and family. Is it a problem for your relationship if your friends and your family do not get along with your significant other? Does it matter? So we'll first start with the age bracket situation. And my question to you is, Chef Kev, does it matter? And I don't want to go into this realm of like illegal, right? I want to stay on the part that everybody's of age, consenting age. Okay, we want to stay in that realm that everybody's of consenting age, but an 18-year-old and a 40-year-old together, a 20-year-old and maybe a 60-year-old together. How do you feel? Do you think age matters when it comes to a relationship? And also, have you ever dated someone really young?
Okay. First of all, it's hard for me to tell two grown folks what to do. If you have age and that's what floats your boat, that's on you. Relationship wise, it's only been, I think, the biggest gap on both sides has been 4 years in a relationship. On just casual, I think that on both sides it's been about 17 to 18 years. So,
Age difference.
yeah.
How did you feel the 17? Because I think 4 years is within a nice range, but how did you feel with the 17-year age gap? Was the person older or was the person younger?
The person both on both sides, and both is younger and older. Uh it was my God. So for me it was a situation where uh on the casual side I dealt with somebody younger than me.
Hey, Lisa,
Um
thanks for joining.
And so, I dealt with somebody younger than me. And I've dealt with people older. You know, the younger side kind of bothered me a little bit, you know, for the simple fact is that, the conversation was different. You know what I mean? In that aspect, like we're sitting there talking and, she can't relate to certain things and I can't relate to certain things that she might have been into. So I felt there was a gap there in that aspect of it, And the crazy part was, even though her mother had her at a young age, her mother would literally was born the same year I was born. So I found that little that had me feel some kind of way. I was like, well, I was born. So she was born the same year I was born. And I was like, whoa, So I mean, in that aspect of it, it just didn't feel right to me. And the same thing on the older age, there are some older women who are very well kept, and you can't tell how old they are. But I don't want you close to my mom's age. You know what I mean? So it's so I mean, like I said, to each his own. For me, I just have a range that I have in my head. You know, based on my age now, I try to stay within a 10-year range. Older or younger. Especially if it's going to be a relationship. That's where I try to stay at, and we can relate to the same things. Like I said, when you get to a certain point, as opposed to like, and like I said, it's hard to say because when you're dealing with adults, who am I to say he or she shouldn't be with somebody? You know what I mean? So, but for me, like I said, I like to stay in a certain age range.
Okay, so I'll answer the question, and I will say this. Um, no, we cannot tell adults what to do, but I do have my high level opinion about it. So, would I want my 18-year-old daughter with a 40-year-old man? No. Would I want her with someone 50? No. Would I even want her with someone 30? No. And the same thing for my son. Would I want them, him with someone that was way older than him? No. And my question would be, and my concern would be is like, what does this person really want with you? And
Mm-hmm.
why aren't they perhaps seeking out someone in their own age bracket? And also, in addition to that, kind of where did you meet this person at? Where
Mm-hmm.
did you meet? So there, I would have a lot of questions. So I do have a lot of concerns about it, and I would be concerned about it, and I don't like it. In terms of myself and dating older or dating younger. Again, I think I like the window that you said. I would probably be comfortable with 10 years on either side. I think when you go much, have the span is wider than a 10-year span, you can run into a lot of different situations. I think I would take the extra 10-year span on the older side versus the younger side, because I think that an older man would be able to understand me. And, when I say handle, I mean, in a good way, like handle and deal with me better. I think, and I would hope, someone older could. I don't know if a younger person would be able to. And then also with a younger person, it depends on where they're at in their life. So if they are young and they're still looking to build a family or have a family, we're not in the same page. We're not in the same, um, area or time in our life. So I wouldn't even
Mm-hmm.
want to deal with a person who still wants to build a family or, have kids, because that's not where I'm at. So, and I don't also at this stage in the game, like I'm not into wasting my time. Like I don't want anything. It's not just, every relationship, I'm not looking at it necessarily from the very moment we get together, like this is going to be something. But if that's what I want in my life, then why even start something with someone that I know it's not going to grow into anything, because we don't even want the same things, because that's what a relationship is built on too. Hopefully y'all both want the same things and y'all kind of going in the same direction and y'all at the same place in your life. So all of that matters. But I do have very strong opinions, as I stated, with older men dating younger women, and I mean like extremely younger than they are. And I also have a problem with, an older woman dating a very young guy. Like, to me, a 18-year-old and a 30-year-old and a 40-year-old and a 50-year-old just have no business together. And I don't see how that can go there. And I don't even see how your conversations, like, I don't even see where the connection can be in terms of the
Mm-hmm.
conversations. I mean, I just don't. So I would, and although, listen, children are going to do what they do, but
Mm-hmm.
me personally, I would, have something to say in regards to, if my child, or if someone, my niece, or, my little cousin or something like that, were to be dating someone that was significantly older than them. I just don't see it as being a good match. And then also too, I think it could run into, the issues can run into too, like, let's just say you get with someone that's 20 years older than you. And let's start at the age, like, the woman is 20 and the guy is 40. So now when you're 40, your husband or significant other is 60. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot. It's just a lot. That's all I can say. It's just a lot. So that's how I feel in terms of that conversation. We can kind of move into the next question. And the next question is, like, what do you do? How do you handle it when you have either your best friends or just your friends and your family does not like or does not get along with your significant other? Have you ever been in a situation like that? And if so, how did you handle it? And what if it happens in the future? How would you handle it?
Well, um, every relationship I have been has been in that situation. So let's be honest with me. So my parents don't like nobody I've ever brought home. This is just reality. And oh well, I, that's all I can say is oh well. It's not. It's funny because I've seen a lot of women, especially back in the days, they would break up with a guy or a guy break up with them, and they would say things like, "Oh, his mother loves me," and I would say, "So what? So what?" You know, a guy we went to school with, his ex said the same thing. Oh, his mother loves me. His mother loves me. And I'm like, so what? Because he married somebody else. I was at his wedding. He didn't marry her. So his mother can love you all she wants. The bottom line is he chose to marry somebody else. He had a kid with that person. So guess what? Her grandkid came out of the woman. I don't know if she didn't dislike her, but I know she was more fond of the other woman. But it is what it is. So my thing is, why don't you like him? You know, um, they take advantage of him. Is it something where they're trying to hurt that person? I go by the situation as you like him, I love him. I don't got time for all the nonsense and stuff. It's just you know, I- it like I said, it doesn't bother me. Like I said, unless somebody's trying to hurt you or do some harm to you. If that's who you're into and that's what's going down, then that's what's going down. But the bottom line is, to not like someone doesn't mean that your child is not going to deal with them or your siblings or whoever that. Because I've seen it all the time. Oh, I can't stand my brother-in-law. I can't stand my sister-in-law. I can't stand my stepfather, my stepmother, and whatever. But guess what? They're married to him. So your best bet is to try to make it work. You got to ask yourself, why don't you care for him too much? And a lot of times, it's a lot of superficial nonsense. It's nothing real serious. You know what I mean? Unless they're treating them with a situation where he's putting his hands on her, or she's doing him dirty or something to that effect. I can understand that. But other than that, what is the real reason? You know?
Well, my take on that particular question is this: it's several things. Sometimes what people do in relationships is they tell people situations every time they're having a problem. So they're only sharing the problems that they're having with their family.
Mm-hmm.
So their family is basing their feelings about that person all based on all the problems that they're hearing. So some of the family members or some people run into this trouble of the family members not liking them because of what they themselves told their family about the person. So you kind of have to watch what you share when you share it and how you share it. And,
Mm-hmm.
you can't fault your family members if you're always only sharing negativity and then they don't like the person. So
Mm-hmm.
that I think that's how it is. Not just, it could be some superficial stuff, but I think a lot of times it's built off of the words that are coming out their own family members' mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
About the significant other. Because nobody would know what's going on in your household unless you told them.
True. True. True.
So they did, and unless the person is every time they get around your family, they acting just a straight fool. Um, like you said, what would be the reason why you just don't like this person? It has to be based off of something and something you saw, or is usually based off of something that you heard.
Mm-hmm.
So, that can be part of it. The other piece is if my family member just didn't like the person. No, I'm not going to leave the person just because a family member doesn't like the person. However, I would prefer to be with someone that my family liked too, and that we all got along, and it was just one big harmonious, happy family. Because when you have a situation where someone's not getting along with your significant other, and you have these holidays or these events that you got to share together, then you got to sit there maybe and pick and choose when you're going to go somewhere, where who you're going to go with. Can you mix these different people together? And it just becomes troublesome and a big headache.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, that's why I said, for me, I would prefer that we all just get along. But like
Mm-hmm.
I said, maybe it can't always be that way. But then on the other side, though, too, sometimes your family members see things that you don't see, and they see it before you see it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the reason why, or whatever, that they're saying, like, they don't like this person, or they have strong feelings about the particular person. So it could be just it's just several reasons as to why a family member or your friends don't like the person. But we dealt with family members. What if your best friend and your significant other do not get along? How are you handling that? And what also if your significant other said, listen, I just can't take your best friend. I'm done with them. I don't ever want to be when there's some event, me and your best friend, we cannot be in the same room together. So you got to make a decision. Like, how are you handling that?
Well, you made a decision. If you made a decision if you have been dating that person. So my whole thing is if I'm in a relationship, in a serious relationship, or married, whatever, you can't pick your friends over your wife or your husband. That doesn't make sense. Why get married? So you know, it goes a lot of different ways. Different situations. Some mothers have issues with uh, the fact that they feel that especially when it comes to their sons, you know, that I'm his girl. You know what I mean? And then when the wife comes along, they feel like okay, because especially men, and you treat your mom like a queen, and you sit there, and and a lot of times when the single moms and they don't have somebody, they lean on their sons, and so when this woman comes along, it's like a competition. Um, you have the issue with children, where children sometimes feel that they're being left out, or they feel that they don't want nobody dating their mom or dating their dad because of the situation. You know what I mean? And so the children's situation is a little bit different. Each situation is different because I always say you're going to be grown and you're going to do your own thing and you're going to move out the house and mom or dad still needs to have their own life. You know what I mean? And so, and that's how I look at it. It's like you don't have to like somebody, but if they're not treating that person bad, they're not doing nothing dirty, like I said, then mind your business. You know, who you might have in mind for your sister or for your son or for your daughter, it may not be who they got in mind. You know what I mean? But to me, like I say, unless someone's doing something dirty to somebody, who cares? So if my best friend doesn't like my wife and my wife don't like my best friend, then it is what it is. I would try to correct it, try to find out why don't you like somebody, because sometimes a lot of superficial BS, especially with me, with one of my best friends being a female, is that the issue? You know what I mean? Are you upset because if it was a male, would you be better off with it? Sometimes that's an issue. That becomes an issue. So these things, you gotta look within yourself. Why don't you like somebody? Why don't you care for somebody?
But so let me ask you this. What if your significant other clearly says, listen, is Mia the best friend?
Well, it depends. If you already in your marriage, you gotta choose your marriage. Your marriage comes first.
Yeah, but you're dating.
You're dating depends on where you are in a relationship. If you just somebody I'm dating and my best friend like had my back and do thick and thin, you ain't trumping that.
But
You ain't
once you
trumping
marry,
that.
if you marry that same person, then once you get married, you trumping that.
Well, my thing is where's this coming from? Then you wasn't authentic. See, that's the questions I'm gonna ask. If you ain't that, if I'm sitting there and my best friend's a female, you know this, and you ain't saying nothing the whole time we've been dating, the whole time. Now, if an incident happened, that's one thing. But if nothing happened, all of a sudden now you're telling me, well, she gotta go. Well, why she gotta go? Why all of a sudden now? You're not being authentic. You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna look at you side eye because you're not being real. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now: if I'm dating you and you got a male friend and I feel uncomfortable with it, I'm not going to pursue the relationship any further. I'm not going to wait till we get married and get engaged and say, well, he got to step to the side, you know? And so that's how I look at that. If you got a problem, say something in the beginning. Don't say something after the fact,
But
So I sit there.
sometimes the problem doesn't always present itself in the beginning. So what happens is, people, the colors show when they show, right? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe at first she was like, oh yeah, the best friend is a female, but she was cool. But now, as things start getting along and going along, it's like, okay, but the best friend is a little too intrusive. The best friend is just too much. The best friend is always texting. The best friend is always calling. So it's not like you're going to see every issue that you may encounter, you may not see up front. But when you
Mm-hmm.
see it, you like, okay, hold up. At first, I thought this person was cool. But now this person is too much in our business. I don't like her. She got to go.
Well, why is she in your business? Because he's telling us something? You know what I mean?
Does it, no. Does it matter why, if it's a best friend, does it matter why they in the business? So does it always have to be a high level investigation to find out why they doing what they do? If your significant other clearly tells you, Kevin, you know what? This person, I'm done with them. They got to go. I'm just clearly asking you, you know, is that it?
If we at that level and I got to cut off my best friend from my wife because there's something going on there, you know, then you got to do what you got to do. But for me, I like I said, I know who my friend is. So the stuff that you're giving me, the scenarios you're giving me, I wouldn't have those issues because she's not in my business like that. You see what I'm saying? So that's how we get down. Now somebody else in that situation, I can tell you from my situation. Okay, my best friend, we could not speak for 6 months and have a conversation like we saw each other yesterday. And so that's how we get down. So I mean, to sit there and say that all of a sudden now we gonna just switch it up. No, I'm not doing that. So
Not
I'm not.
dropping my BFF for nothing. I know that's right, Chris. For nothing. For nothing. Not dropping the BFF. Not for the husband, not for nobody. Mm-mm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let them be known up front. Let's talk about it. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's have a conversation about it. So, because here's the thing, right? It's like if you make everyone comfortable with each other,
Mm-hmm.
and I do agree with you saying that everything known up front, then it's the foundation for a good relationship for all of y'all to just get along.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying, we're talking cleanness here. We're talking cleanness right now, right? But there are some situations where it gets a little sticky. It gets a little
Mm-hmm.
messy. And so I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying that because nobody's perfect. So I'm just saying that if it gets messy, you saying that you know your best friend like never. There was people I thought I knew, and I said never, and never came because they did it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so my thing is that if the situation arises, hands down all the time, you saying you're gonna choose your woman, point blank, period.
If you're talking about you have to. I mean, you can't. You. I don't see. And this is me. This is me personally.
Hmm. Hmm.
I want my lady. We married. We live together. How am I supposed to go in that house knowing I chose somebody else over her?
Say that
How am I supposed
again.
to go? How am I supposed to go in that house knowing I chose somebody over my woman? Like if you sit there and you got a husband and you chose somebody over your husband, how you think you gonna walk in that house? You
That ain't
be,
gonna
be
work.
prepared.
That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna
I'm
work.
just
But
saying.
here's it. But
No, I mean
here's
it ain't
it.
gonna work, but it's reality. How you gonna walk in the house with sit there and go like this? Okay, hold up. So you just chose somebody over, okay, over your husband. You just chose somebody. You just said, you know what, I'm riding with my home girl. The hell with you. How you think that relationship's gonna go?
Oh, it's not gonna go well. But what I'm saying, here's the thing. It's a mixture of a lot of things, right? And I do believe, but depending upon how you handle it, your true friends are gonna be your friends to the end, no matter what. They're gonna understand everything, right? But what I'm saying to you is, it's hard for me to answer this question in the sense that every person I ever dated, my girlfriends, it was, they was in the trenches with me. Like they knew the person well too. Like we all became friends, and I think that's the key. That's what I'm trying to get out my head. We all became friends, so they wasn't just my friend. We all were friends. Yes, they were
Mm-hmm.
still closer to me, of course, but we all were friends. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, if the text came through or the call came through or whatever, they come over. It wasn't just about me. It was about all of us. So I think the key is inclusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, as long as everybody feels comfortable and you include everybody, and I'm not like, my friend comes over and it's not just this us in this pocket over here, I think it can work. But you have
Mm-hmm.
to build the foundation from the beginning. But some
Mm-hmm.
people do not do that. Some people and then some friends, I'm not saying all, some friends are disrespectful. So if you're a male and your best friend is a female, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not just talking you personally, Kevin, I'm talking in general, right? And the man has a best friend that's a female, then that female cannot do things that seem, sneaky and crazy because that
Inappropriate.
male is now in a relationship. You got to know your
Mm-hmm.
boundaries as a friend. As a friend, you
And
also respectful. Yes, you don't monopolize their time. Exactly. You
yeah, and
respect.
you
Yes.
but you don't see, but see that's what makes to me what makes my best friend special to me because she'd check me. She think I was doing something wrong. You know what I mean? She would check me
Mhm.
like, no, why you know what I mean? And that's the people I like in my life, even though sometimes it can be frustrating, we gotta have people in your life who will check you, like, yo, why are you doing that? This is how it looks. You know, so these are the situations. So like I said, when you have to know who you're dealing with. And if you're dealing with somebody who's messy or whatever the situation is, you know who you're dealing with. You know who you got in your team. And that's how I look at it. You know who you got in your team.
See, that's the part, Kevin, where I think it's almost like, you living in La La Land, right? You
No,
know
I
who
don't think
you
it's
got
la
on.
la
You
land.
say
I'm saying
no, but wait,
no.
hold on. You saying
We
you know who you got on your team, but
mhm.
there's sometimes you never had a friend betrayed you.
Yeah, back when I was younger. I ain't talking somebody I met last week. I'm talking about the people I got now in my life, the people I would consider in my life right now. Okay, are people who've been through the ringer with me, who've been through the BS with me, who've been through the divorces, who've been through the stuff that I've been through, and sat there and was there to sit there and be like, yo, whatever, whatever, whatever. So I confided in these people. So if something's going to pop off, something would have popped off by now. They had relationships, I had relationships. That never popped off. You know what I mean? It was never no situations, whatever. You know, the closest thing, and to me, it was because it was my best friend who was the one to told me, about my ex, who was like, "Yo, if I was you, I wouldn't trust her." So, those things are
So so
real.
so hold on one second right there. Your best friend said
Added
to
me, add me to
you,
the thing.
she said to you, oh, your best friend said to you, don't trust your woman because she wasn't your ex at the time. Said, don't trust your woman. You can't hear me? I don't know. Something is wrong with your device. Um, because I'm not hearing you either. Sometimes people like to struggle with you, but how are they? But how are they when you are living your best life? Yeah, 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 yeah. That's yeah. Uh-huh. Like, or how are the people how the people how are they when you're living your best life? You are so correct, Chris. Some people, they are okay when you down and out, when you're not doing well, when you don't have no man or you don't have a girl. But how are they when you living your best life? Like, are they really still standing in your corner and by your side? Let me just see, can you hear now? All right. Well, I think Chef Kev is having technical difficulties. I'll wait to we'll bring him back up when he's able to chime in and hear everything that I'm saying. I'm able to hear him. So I have a question that I'm going to pose and put out. I got to put on my glasses here. Your boo has been active on social media all day, but has yet to respond to any of your texts. Is this an issue? Explain. So since I'm the only one here, I will say this. I think we kind of touched on it a little bit last week, where we said that when you're in a relationship, you have to be respectful of each other's time. You got to be respectful of each other's time. You have to be mindful of the things and how you started out the relationship. If you are known in a relationship for not responding right away, then your significant other is not going to be expecting a response right away. But if you are known in a relationship to respond right away, to be attentive, then that's pretty much what is going to be the expectation throughout the relationship, is that you respond. Can you hear me? I don't think so. Can you hear me? All right, I think he is still having technical difficulties, so we'll try to get back with Chef Kev later. So, chat with me in the comments. Like, how do you feel about that? When you speaking to your significant other, or you're chatting with them, and you notice that they're not responding, and then but yet you notice that they are okay, they are alive, because you see them active on their social media accounts. How would you kind of feel about that if something like that happened and was going on? My next question I have here is, again, I got to put on my glasses, I can't see, it's terrible. Okay, you're dating a person and they say they want to wait until marriage to have sex. How would you respond? Would you be okay with that? And for my particular situation, I mean, first of all, I mean, it's a tough question to kind of answer in some ways, I guess. Sometimes, oh, I think I read that comment. Okay. So it's a tough question to kind of answer. I personally wouldn't mind waiting at all. I kind of, in some ways, would probably prefer to wait. Yeah, I guess I would prefer to wait. It's suspect to me. You have time for social media, but you can't respond. Yeah, that it is suspect, right? Like, you have time. It's suspect and it's rude. And we're going back. I'm sorry, guys. We're going back to the question of, your boo has been active on social media all day, but yet has not responded to any of your texts. And is this an issue? And it is suspect. It's like, why are you not responding? I'm texting you, I'm calling you, I'm reaching out to you. You're alive because you're active on your social media accounts, but you have not responded to me. It's problematic. It's definitely problematic. And it's like, but it's like, how do you handle that? And again, I think with that situation, with all situations, you have to, communication is key. Communication is key. And you just have to say to them, look, when they finally do respond to you, you have to kind of tell them, look, this is not acceptable. This is not how I want our relationship to go. And Chris loves us. She said, and I'm not waiting for sex. I mean, I guess for me, in terms of this stage in my life and like waiting for sex, I wouldn't mind waiting. I totally wouldn't mind waiting, because you can have a high level of intimacy without, actually having sex. And then at this stage too, I don't need to wait forever. If we're going to take that next step and get married, we don't need to have this 3-year, 4-year engagement. Literally, hey, maybe 60, 90 days later, or 365 days later, we can get married. I leave room for technology, because sometimes, even though we log on to our social media, we don't check it, everything, and sometimes we are browsing. Look at you, Miss Lisa Nicole, talking about you trying to you giving the person an excuse as to why they did not answer your text. I mean, but the thing is, normally people browse their social media on their phone device. So it's the same device. And while you're scrolling through social media, you can't tell me that you didn't see that there is a text there waiting for you. So nice, Lisa Nicole, that you want to be lenient and give them, an opportunity to just give a reason as to why they're not responding to you. Let me see what you're saying here. Sometimes I look at pictures and stuff, but don't check Messenger. I mean, I guess so, Lisa Nicole. I guess, but I just think. But here's the thing. I'll accept that for 2.2 seconds. But how about this? If you know you're in a relationship and you normally hear from your significant other like several times throughout the day, even if you're scrolling, wouldn't you check to see, okay, let me just see if I got a message from anyone, let alone just them? And then, wouldn't you tap into them somehow and say, hey, I'm good, everything's cool, and, not wait till hours later? But your notifications are on. You have a message. You know what, Chris? You know what? I forgot about that. You're right, because it does go ping. And then, even when I don't like to use the earbuds as much, But I do notice even when I do have those earbuds in my ear, it will say you have a message. It actually talks to me and said you have a message. So you're right. There, you know what? We're not even going to give the person an excuse. There is no excuse whatsoever for someone not responding to your text. So my I think I said the next question right. If the person wants to wait until marriage to have sex, would you be okay with it? I most certainly would be okay with it. But again, like I said, at this stage, or really, to be honest with you, at any stage in the game, it's really no need if you know that this is the person you want to marry. It's really no need to wait 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, or whatever. Once y'all figure it out and you know that that is what y'all want to do, you want to get married, move forward with that. When they see the text, let me see what maybe I'm a queen of not responding to text. I will go to respond and then never hit send. That has happened sometime too, but my thing is, if you call the person, you text the person, and they're not responding, that can be a little messy and problematic if you sending out different types of communication and they never respond. No, wait, I need a test drive. Listen, but so are you saying, to Chris Loves Us, are you saying that the only person, listen, let me back up and say this. I do understand how you should be sexually compatible to your mate. So I don't disagree with that. But when you say I need a test drive, like, does it matter? Are you trying to say that, I don't know. What are you trying to say there? Like, it's, sex before you get married is a must because it can be problems. But I was figuring that's where, hey Chef Kev, are you good?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Sex before you get married is a must because it can be problems. What do you mean by it can be problems? Um, so I mean, hell yes, it does matter. Well, I mean, Chef K, how do you feel about that? Would you marry someone if they said, I do not want to have sex until we get married? Are you okay with that?
Wow. Where I'm at in my life, I would like to say yes, but I definitely can't say I will, because you want to know that this person that you're with can please you sexually, and you can please them. Because here's the deal: we all have our do's and don'ts or whatever, and you want to make sure that that person you with, you know. But I will say this: people can give you the what I call, should put the goodies out in the beginning. And when you get married, they pull a rug from under you. I've heard of those, where people been bamboozled and hoodwinked and led astray.
So either way,
And
you rolling a dice, you shooting a crap dice there. But wait,
yeah,
Mr. Christian
so
said people have gotten divorces over sex. Wait, hold on. We gotta have this conversation. It can be problems if it's bad. There's bad sex and you're not compatible. Hold on now. What do you mean by that? So let me say this. This is my opinion. This is my opinion. So this is all opinion based. If you
mhm.
and this person are totally in sync and totally connected, in my opinion, there will never, ever, ever be bad sex. That's my opinion.
Ah.
Never, never. If you and this person are so in sync and y'all love each other and y'all just so in sync, there's no bad sex. There's no bad sex. I'm sorry, there's not. No, 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 no. I'm telling you, I get this. I want to put everything I own on that. There is no bad sex if you and that person are totally in sync.
And I want to say I totally disagree with you. Totally disagree with you.
so so
'Cause
so
I have great sex with people I can't stand. So I know I can have good sex with somebody I love. I had great sex with people I can't even stand.
now
Let's keep
see,
it
I could
real.
never do that. Now me,
See,
I can never do that.
see,
I
because
can
you,
never, I can never even engage with someone I don't like. I can
yeah,
never
because you,
engage with a perfect stranger. I just
no,
couldn't do it.
but you the type person where if y'all get into an
What do
argument,
what do those emoji mean? Go ahead, Kev. I'm
I can't even
sorry.
see. I ain't got my glasses on, but sorry, my computer acting up, so I need my glasses. But what I was saying is that you're the type of person where it doesn't seem like if the relationship is in a situation like I get into an argument or something, you can't have sex. I can. We could be straight mad at each other and I can have sex. We could be straight pissed at each other and I can have sex. I'm not gonna lie to you. We could be.
And
I
well,
could be. I,
there's a lot of people like that. But what I'm no, what I'm saying to you is, Kev, is that you know, if I it you talking about maybe I'm mad at my mate. That's a whole nother different story because I still love my mate and like it. I'm just pissed right now. But I'm saying someone that I just absolutely hate. Oh no, I can never touch them. I can never like it could never happen. It
I
can
can
never
knock the
happen.
bottom out. I can knock the bottom out when I think twice about it. There's people I really. There are hell. I've had sex with exes. I couldn't get got on my doggone nerve, but one day they was looking like something. And I guess I was looking like something, and then something happened. These things happen. So I mean, it's hey, So I mean, is I'm
See,
just saying.
with me, nothing is gonna just happen. With someone that I don't want it to like happen with, like
No,
I gotta
obviously you
really
wanted it to happen because it happened. It ain't like I got thrown to the ground or was drugged. I wanted it to happen, but
no,
it was just
no,
like,
okay, so
hey, look,
let me take the word back, Kev. What I'm trying to say is that I gotta be closely knit to you before
yeah,
anything is going to happen. So that's the
yeah.
reason why I'm saying to you that I could get married. I could get married and I would not mind getting married, without having sex with the person. Listen, Sierra and her husband did it. I could hold out. I could hold
Hey,
out.
hey,
And
and I'm not saying you can't hold out. I'm not saying people can't hold out, but people and I've heard the stories where
mhm.
they got with somebody and he couldn't get it up, or he was a 2 minute man,
So,
or
so,
something,
so,
or
that, so
she
that's
sucked.
so that's a deal breaker with somebody you love. So if you love you can love a person, but if they don't do something the way you like it when it comes to sex, it's a deal breaker. That's it. Y'all done. It's over. A
I'm
person
gonna tell
you
you.
said you
Hold
love.
on, hold on.
Okay.
Let me tell you a quick story. Sister told me one time. She said she sat there and she was honest, and she said her husband didn't want to listen. She said I told him how to please me from the door. I told him what I wanted, and he didn't want to do. He thought everything because he thought he had a specific. Oh, my all my exes
Wait, wait,
like the way I do
hold
this.
on, Kev. Hold on, Kev. If it sucks, you already bought and you paid for it. Oh well. And
Yeah,
it's a deal breaker, Chris. Mm. Go ahead, Kev. I'm sorry.
but like she said, her man didn't listen, and
Uh-huh.
she said it ended up messing up the relationship. And she said she waited for like something to happen so she could run away from the relationship. But she said the sex would start everything. She said the sex was. She said, I mean, literally, he was one and done. Roll over, go to sleep. She was never satisfied. This went on for a number of years, and she just got tired of it. And so, it's situations like that happen. And of course, she ran into an ex who could please her right, and you know how that goes. And then
No, I
this is
don't.
how this is how the affair goes. So this is how the affair gets started. So now she's sitting there, and it's like you want somebody. And my thing is, this is where listening comes into play. I don't know and this is the thing, and I'm gonna say this: people will sit there and pray for a woman and pray for a man, pray for a house and pray for this and all this other stuff. But everyone thinks they got it locked down when it comes to sex, and we all got to learn. We all have to learn our partner. For whatever reason, people think we got it locked down. Every man swear he can put it down. Every woman swears she can drop it like it's hot. And you have to learn your mate. What you did with the last one may not work with this one. You have to learn your mate.
So you
And
have to
so,
learn, you have to learn your mate. So that's why you can wait until you get married to have sex, because you have to learn them anyway.
yeah, but if you run into that
So
fool
boom,
who
there
don't
it
want
is.
to learn, but if you can wait, I'm not telling anybody to go have sex, but what I'm saying is if you run into that person who thinks they got it locked down, okay? Who thinks they got it locked down, think they got the best coochie in the world, he got the best penis in the world, and all of you know what I mean? It's like that person in church who sing every Sunday, think they can sing, but really can't. Then you go outside to your Apollo, everybody boo you. That's what happens. You think you're putting it down because you got this one and that one, and all of a sudden, you meet somebody and you thinking, okay, here we go, and then
What you know,
so
let me say this, Kevin. This is all jokes
people have
aside.
egos. People have
Yeah,
egos.
yeah, people got egos, but all egos aside, this is all jokes aside. There are some people out there, no matter what, they're good at what they do, hands down. Hands
Hmm.
down. They're just good at what they do. So they, it's not even about having to learn you or whatever. They're just good at what they do. There's just some people that just good at what they do, just hands down, period. And ego put aside, right? So
Hmm.
you have those people that are good with what they do, and they know how to connect with you. And so when they connect with you and they're good at what they do, then everything is amazing. Amazing. So,
Hmm.
you do have to learn each other, right? But I'm telling you
Yeah.
that there's people that exist out there, that are just hands down. Everybody that has been with them will hands down agree, you know what? Yeah, that person, they got it. They know what they're doing. They're good at what they do. It's just everybody has their different gifts, and some people
Hmm.
just have a gift like that. That's all I'm saying. If you aren't willing to
Hmm.
listen and watch to see what pleases your partner, that's a problem. Oh, I'm not saying, of course you have to learn each other. So I'm not saying that, you're not. But what I'm saying is, I could 100% wholeheartedly wait until I got married, to have sex. And then here's the thing. Even if maybe a scenario like you said, like the person is XYZ, I can work if we are in love and we are in sync, then I can work with my partner. Not a big deal. Not a problem. I got it. We got it. We can work together. But
Hmm.
it won't be the end all be all for me. It won't be the end all be all.
Hmm.
Not at all. Because as you stated, we gotta learn each other anyway.
Hmm.
Sit up, Kev.
I ain't
um,
saying that.
if you are a highly sexual person, men or women, you require good sex, and you will need to know before you commit. I don't know about that.
I,
You know,
I,
go ahead,
I'm
Kev.
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be
Yeah,
real with you. I got a high sex drive, and I used to try to hide it, and I don't run from it. I got a high sex drive. It is what it is.
right.
And so my thing is, I can be like I said, with one woman, all that stuff, yada yada who, but I can't, I don't want to deal with the shenanigans. And so, what I mean is allowing us to become like, me learning you and you learning me and all this other stuff. But I can't deal with with the just like how can I put it? Using your vagina like a tool to, you know what I mean? No, because you're just saying no, or just, and it's like, and I understand because my whole deal is when I was married, my whole deal was like, okay, well, why are you saying no? It's like you're saying no just to say no. You got a headache, you're sick, what's wrong? No, because you know what I mean. It's just little games. I was like, and so what happens is when you're single and you got somebody who can put it down, who can hold it down, or whatever the situation is,
Yeah,
you're not.
team no shenanigans, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what T is trying to say. Until you are in that situation, you will never know what you would do. What situation?
Oh, a
What
situation,
situation?
a situation of bad sex, a situation when where your significant other doesn't listen to you, a situation where you're not
Um,
getting yours, and now you're married, and now here we are, and it's not happening, and you're trying to tell him or her how to please you. You know what I mean? And so these things, like I said, even if you don't have sex, and I'm not telling anybody that has sex before marriage, you do what you do. You're all grown. But conversations need to be had. Truthful conversations need to be had. Don't sit there. You got people who are selfish lovers. You got people who are selfish lovers. You got people who are out to get theirs. Okay. You got people who are running game on you and tell you, I do this, do this, do this, do this, and then all of a sudden they don't do it. So you have to know what you're getting into. And so I understand when people say, I need to find out what I'm dealing with, because no one wants to get bamboozled. Like you said, you can get tricked either way, but no one wants to deal with that. No one wants to be unsure. I think
it's a
it's,
roll of the dice. It's a
yeah,
crapshoot, right? It's a crapshoot.
but
But
but this
this
is
is go ahead. Go
this
ahead.
is this is the situation. Okay, you know who you are.
Hmm.
You know what you can deal with and what you can't deal with. And
Right.
sometimes when you in love, and I've been there before, you think in times that, nah, you ain't gotta do all that because you're so into it. And after a while, you like, hold up, you haven't done this, and this. And there's an old saying, what you won't do, somebody else will. And people know that. And you sit up in there, and I'm telling you, you can. And I'm not saying it's right. It's not about being right. I'm just telling you honestly. You sit there, you got that man, you got that woman, and there are 10 people on the sideline looking at what you got, waiting for you to slip. And I'm saying to you is this: you better know what you getting into before you get into it. And so if you like to swing from the chandeliers, say, I like to swing from the chandeliers. Would you like to try? You know what I mean? If you say, yo, I like this, I like it from the back, or whatever the situation is, be honest. But you sit up in there, and all of a sudden there comes time, and then you're like, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And trust me, I've heard the stories. I've heard the stories when people were having sex. Yeah, we was flipping over the bed like two monkeys in a cage, and all of a sudden now we don't want to do this no more. She don't want to do this no more. He don't want to do this no more. And it's a sad
So
situation.
you
So I
tested
mean,
it out, and then afterwards they still
yeah,
didn't
some
want to do
people.
it no more.
And
So
and
what?
that's another conversation. But I'm gonna tell you something. That's another conversation in itself, because I don't understand that. I don't understand. It seems like it's almost like weight gain. Somebody sits there
Oh my
and
God!
you
Wait a
no
minute,
no
Kevin. Wait a minute,
no. I'm
Kevin.
telling you, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it a buck with you. I've seen couples. They both look nice. He handsome, she pretty. He work out, she work out. 5, 6 years later, they both got bellies flapping over. Like, what happened? Well, she ain't going nowhere. It's like you did what you did to get them, but you're not doing what you did to keep them. You know what I mean? You get lackadaisical, and how we used to say back in Brooklyn, you slipping and you slacking in your macking. You know what I mean? You did this to get her. If I'm taking you out on these unbelievable dates, and we going to Broadway, and we going to dinner, and we going to this, and then 5 years after marriage, you gotta beg me to go to a movie. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
All right, let me read this comment here. It says, "But I would prefer to know it's good before marriage. If you turn around and it starts rationing out after marriage, then we need counseling. But you can't cancel bad sex." Oh my God, y'all messy. I
But that's true. Just like you can't counsel, man, I think you can counsel bad sex if the person's willing to learn sex. But what I'm saying is, good sex is not going to fix a bad relationship.
and vice
Good
versa.
sex, but bad sex can it depend on a person, because it depends on how you got together. But see, here's the situation when you talk
So
about
wait, hold on
marriage.
one second. What do you consider bad sex? The person is not pleasing you?
But yeah, yeah, Yeah. I mean, the person that you're not being. Everyone has a version of bad sex. Bad sex is the person not pleasing you, not giving you what you want. And my attitude is first is, are you giving them what they want? I can't be sitting there and you got yours, you don't roll over, went to sleep, and I'm still sitting there like, really? Or other parts of just rationing it out. If you know someone has a high sex drive when you got with them, you know what I mean? You can't, and then you giving it to them, you can't get mad they got a high sex drive. Bad sex can put in a chip on a relationship, but why is it bad sex? Is it something physical, like medical things? Somebody gets sick. That's different. That's a different ball game. You know what
Okay,
I
so
mean?
let's leave all that out, right? Let's leave of something physically wrong with you out. Let's leave like you just it just happens 2 seconds later and you done. Let's leave that out for a minute. I don't get it. I'm confused. I am lost. Bad sex, not sexually compatible. All right, we're getting somewhere there. Okay, you're not sexually compatible. Um, all right, but I don't get where somebody can have bad sex. Like that's so confusing to me.
So you gonna tell me you never had bad sex?
Nah, I haven't. And so what you gotta understand is here, like so let me say this to you. Everybody is different with their emotions and their feelings, right? And
Hmm.
so I'm very I don't know what words to use, but like for me, nothing's going down with me and my significant other unless I just have this high connection to you, like anyway, right? And so for me, when I have that high level connection to you, like Donna, you could probably just touch me and everything is going to be all good. And, everything is like, and it's just going to get greater from there. So I don't understand it. I don't understand it. So everyone you had sex with has been great, Diva. Yes, I was with the same person for 20 plus years. So yes, everyone I ever had sex with, yeah, I didn't have a problem. Yeah, I never had a problem. I don't, and so imagine if I was with the same person for 20 years, the person I was with before them, like, was my first sexual partner. So I don't, I, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Because you don't could know why, because the experience, your how can I put it? If all you ever ate was steak and chicken, you
Right?
don't know what bad fish tastes like.
I don't know what.
Bad fish tastes like. If all you had was steak and chicken, you don't know what bad fish tastes like. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, and it's not knocking you. It's not a
Mhm.
knock on you. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's better to love a one woman 1,000 times than love 1,000 women. But at the same time, my life didn't go that way. I've had multiple partners and I've had to deal with multiple situations. I mean, one of the things is out of a relationship is when you know somebody and then you got to get in another situation and learn somebody else. So it is what it is. So I mean, you know what? But you just learn to adapt.
You haven't had enough partners to speak on it. Listen. Here's it. Go ahead,
I,
Kevin.
I can call that one. I can call that one. This you basically out of your league on this one. You need to be sitting on the sideline just narrating. You
No,
don't
I
need
don't
to
need
be
to
in it.
sit on no sideline.
Yeah, in the
But
sideline.
so no. Here's my take on it, Kevin. My take
Mhm.
on it is if you meet someone and
Mhm.
y'all have made this connection way before you ever had sex with each other,
Mhm.
in my mind, in my opinion, there is no way if y'all are connected
Yeah.
like that, there's no way y'all can have bad sex. I just feel like it's impossible. If you connected on such a high level before you even got into having sex, to me, there's no way the sex could be bad after that. I just feel it's impossible.
That's called an experience because you haven't experienced
Well,
that.
that's
I
how
haven't.
it
I
was
have.
designed. If we all waited until we got married for the first time, we would have nothing to compare and it would be the best. That is correct. I know exactly. And you're right. That's how it was designed. and that way you wouldn't know anything different. So it would be the best thing that you ever had. So yes, um, but I also feel that even if you had previous partners, even if you had previous partners, and you made this mental and soul connection before you actually had sex, there's no way you can have bad sex. I'm gonna bring P-Lo in the building. What's
Hey,
up?
what's up? What's up?
You got an
You got
echo
an
going
echo
on. Do you
going
have
on.
something
You have something
open?
open? I'm in my car, baby. Hold on a second.
You're not
You're
driving,
not
are you?
driving, are you? I just pulled over. Hold on a second.
All right, because you got an echo.
Hold on.
All right. So I'm just, that I'm just feeling that way, Kevin. It's like how I have connected with men and waited and was super disappointed and bounced after trying a second time and it was still bad. I, I can't deal right now. I can't deal. I cannot
You
deal.
can't because it's this is not your lane. See, you're trying to put your car in a different lane. Every car has a lane. Certain SUVs belong. You can't put a Lamborghini on the road that an SUV can roll on. You're in a different lane, and
She is
so
saying
that's
that's not true. What's not true? Oh, whatever, Chris. Whatever, Chris. Whatever, Chris. Whatever, Chris. So,
you can't
Pilo, wait,
understand it because
Pilo,
you've been in that lane.
Pilo. Here's the
Yeah,
question, Pilo. The
I'm
question
listening.
is there such thing as bad sex?
Bag sex?
Yeah.
Oh, give me a second. Yeah,
No.
it is. It is. It is.
No.
It
No.
is.
Why do you
When
say this?
I say that because when a person cannot do the certain positions and you gotta work hard, so now like, God damn, you don't know how to do that. All you gotta do is arch your back, put your back down, and so if I gotta teach you and you don't know how to do, so now I'm like, okay, I can work with it, but then I gotta work with it now, and you can't do it. That's bad sex. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. You understand what I'm trying to say?
So or is that a deal breaker in a relationship? This bad sex that I
Say it
never
again.
heard
Is
of
that
in my
what? Say it
life.
again. Wait. Say that
Never
again.
heard of it. Is that a deal breaker?
Is that a what?
A deal breaker. Is that it? Are you done?
No, no, no. I'm gonna work. No, I ain't done. I'm gonna work with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna work
You hear
with you. I'm gonna work.
you hear that, Chris Lux?
But if it
I
don't
mean,
get
you gonna
better,
work with the
if it
person.
don't
You
get
don't just
better,
bounce. You don't just bounce. Go ahead, Kev. What did you say?
I'm talking to Paul. If it don't get better, if it don't get better, you gonna stick around?
If it don't get better, what?
You
Are
gonna
you
stick
gonna stick
around?
around?
I stick around for a minute. Yeah, especially if it's good.
No, if it's not good,
No,
the head game sucks.
no.
She
If
sucks.
it's
She
good,
she no no no. It
you can't.
sucks.
You right. You right. But let me check myself. Bro. Let me check myself. Hold on. It's not. It can't be good if you can't do the certain things, and then I'm working with you and trying to teach you and show you, and you still can't do it. Then, damn, baby.
You got
What?
to
What?
go. You got to go. P-Law and head game sucks.
Okay, so then hold on. So then the top priority in every single relationship is the sex. So the sex
No,
is number one. So then why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? If that's her only issue, why are you leaving? Where you going?
to
What is
somebody
your
else.
deal breakers? What is on your top? What is at the top of your list
See,
that
you
you want
gotta.
from a person? What do you want from a
Oh,
person? What's at the top of the list?
Okay, well, bust this.
Yes.
So, so now we dealing with each other. We dealing with each other, and we having sex. Now that we cool, have a good conversation. Sometimes we have little conflict, this and that. Oh well, we work that out. Now we're having sex, and and now you can't do the positions the way I want or make me comfortable and make you comfortable. And I'm gonna work with you and work with you and work with you. Say I work with you for about a month, but this and that. So now, fucking, you know what? Damn, I got my little nut off, but we ain't really, I ain't really enjoy it. I have to work hard, like I'm going to work, doing overtime. So now I'm not with you. Hold on. I'm not with you for the sex now, because sex is bullshit, because you can't do it right. This and that. So now you gotta be a pretty motherfucker.
Paul, PLO, please.
Huh?
Please with the mouth.
I'm sorry. You gotta be a pretty baby, pretty sugar honey, a real pretty sugar honey, because the sex is no good. So I'm with you now for because you pretty. Or let's get down to it. Or you got some money. Help me do that. I don't really listen. Hold on. I don't really want to go that way, but it's going that way because the sex ain't no good. You offer me to do this and do that, pay this and pay that. Okay, know what? Okay, cool. So now I'm in a relationship with you because you help me do this net and you offered it. So now my relationship is what? You help me pay this and pay that and take me there and take there and have a good talk and this and that. So now we got a relationship with no sex, which is kind of good. So now what I'm gonna do is you cannot ask me to be with you this and that because I can't, because our sex is no good. I can be with you for everything else, but I gotta go to Shaniqua for my sex.
Kev.
It's like say this. So look, like say this. So you love somebody. Oh, I love this person, this and that, and the sex no good. And y'all get married. You gonna get married to somebody not pleasing you in bed? How long you think that marriage gonna last? Answer that question.
Well, that's what all of your friends and everyone is saying. Everyone is against me in this, and I'm confused. I don't understand why y'all don't understand what I'm saying. Okay,
Okay, hold on, sis.
I understand you 1,000%.
Did you hear what I just said?
I heard what you said. But I'm telling you,
answer it. So answer the question.
What's the question?
You didn't hear what I said, dude.
You said how you going to marry them, how the marriage is going to last if the sex is not good. So right. I'm saying to you.
So you're in love with somebody, y'all in love, but the sex is garbage. So now y'all love each other for whatever else, and the sex is garbage. So where you think that man gonna go to?
He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me ask you a question. So if that is the number one priority, what happened if you got with someone, you marry someone, y'all was highly compatible, but maybe something happens and now they can't? You out the door?
What you mean? They can't what?
They can't have sex. Maybe it was a car accident. Maybe it was something. They can't have sex. You done? You out? You finished?
No, listen, baby. Okay, no, know what? I forgot something. You can't. The sex is garbage. So you got hands. You got 2 hands. You got 2 feet, 5 toes, 10 toes, and you got a big mouth. So you're always talking all the time.
Whoa! All I asked you to answer the question. Are you done? Are you done?
I'm not gonna be out. I'm not gonna be out unless those things I just said is good.
Okay, so let me ask you this, and this is to you too, Chef Kev. Here's my thing. Y'all still not answering the question. So you have a list of things that you want in a relationship, right? And you have some deal breakers. So obviously for all of y'all, the top of your list is sex.
No, and see, she's going. She's going another way. She's not listening to us.
I don't think I got that confused. Did I get that confused, Kevin?
No, I got what you're saying.
If the sex is garbage, and I'm still with you, why I'm with you? Not for the sex. Not for the sex. Right?
Obviously, know what it is. Know what it is, and this is what it
What?
comes down to. What somebody else top five may be, like she just put up, is not your top five.
But if y'all together, you got to have a top five. So what I'm saying to you is, I feel like all of y'all, every last one of y'all, PLO, you, Chris, Tia, everybody else in these comments, that your top number one on your list is sex.
I
Not
just
number
told you
one.
And
once.
I'm trying, and if that's the
It's not
case,
my number
you know,
one. It's not my
no,
number
if
one.
that's the case, I'm trying to do a public service announcement and help you out. Y'all need to put that lower on the list. Period.
But how you going to tell somebody what to put on their list? That's
I'm
their
just doing
list.
a public service announcement. I'm trying to
No,
help
that's
you
not.
out.
That's a Cheryl service announcement.
It's a
People can
public
do what
service
they want to
announcement.
do. So guess what? If somebody wants sex on top of their list, that's their
Mhm,
list. If
mhm.
somebody wants God on top of their list, that's their list. Your list is your list. The problem with people is too many people are being fake about it and saying their list is this when their list is that. And that's why you had these bad situations. Be
No,
honest.
Kevin,
So guess what? Before we
Kevin.
get involved, yes,
This is relationship Wednesdays. We got to
yeah.
help the people. We got to help the people. So I
But
got to
how?
give public, but hold on. I got to give public service announcements. I'm telling y'all, if you want a good, long lasting relationship, sex should not be number one on the list. No, it
But
should not.
baby, okay, but
Because
baby, listen.
hold on, let me tell you this. Because let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. This is my word. I promise you this. If you are super compatible with that person outside of sex, the sex is going to be mind blowing. The sex is going to be amazing. So that's why I'm telling you, knock it down on the list. Put some other things as a priority on the top of the list. And trust me, when y'all have sex, it will be amazing. That's my public service announcement. Go ahead. What do y'all want to say?
I
So
would
let me
listen.
ask you a question.
Hold on, y'all. I wanna ask a question. I was with y'all
All right,
last week.
Mr. Christian.
I
Yes,
was
I'm
with y'all
listening.
last week. Now I'm here now. I'm on my way home. I stopped in the pet stop to get down with this right here. I want to know, and I want to hear from the females. What are females? I want to hear that. Can't curse, right? I want to hear their outcome of this. I mean, you sister, and you brother, and who else is there? Who else is there?
People
Tia,
in the
wait,
comments.
hold on. Tia, no, I'm not saying y'all all 100% wrong. But I am
No,
saying,
you're not
wait,
answering
wait,
my
wait,
question.
wait,
I want to know. I
wait.
want to hear from the female, cause you doing all the talking, sugar. I want to hear from the other female what they think. That's why I
What do
got on
they
this.
think about what? What do they,
But everything we talking about last week and this week, I want to know what they think. I want to know what they say.
don't,
They ain't saying nothing. What they sleep? What's going on?
they
They
are
married? What's
saying
going on?
something you're not seeing the comments. They are in alignment with you and Chef Kev,
I
okay?
don't want to read. I'm
Everybody,
not trying to read nothing. I'm not in
okay,
school.
listen, Pilo, hush for a minute. Let me tell you, they're in alignment with you and Chef Kev. Everybody, is ignoring my, good public service announcement. I'm telling you, go back to your friends at work and y'all let me know on next week's Relationship Wednesday. Chef Kev, Pilo, go back to your friends at work. I'm telling you right here, right now, if you connect with the person on a higher level, by the time y'all get to that sexual experience, it's going to be good 100% of the time. And if it's not
Okay.
100% of the time, it is 99.9% of the time.
So let me ask you a
Okay.
question, sister. Let me ask you a
Yes,
question.
yes.
Have you ever had been with a person and you digging this and that? You ain't got to be on level. You digging this and that, and y'all digging each other. Y'all go out to dinner. Y'all eat. Y'all have a good conversation. Laugh. Ha 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 ha. All this and that. Everything is cool. Then y'all have sex, and it was all effed up. Well, you say, all right, bunk that. Have it again. Same thing. Had it again. Damn. What's going on? I'm not satisfied. He leave or he go to sleep in 1 minute and you gotta go do something else. Watch a movie, take care of yourself in the bathroom, whatever. You gonna do that for the rest of your life? Or you gonna strive like an eagle and hunt for something else. You love this guy, that for every reason, but that right there ain't digging it. So you like every man, every female need that.
Listen,
you get it married. You get it. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You married to death do you part.
Yes.
The good and bad.
Yes.
So now we in the bad because God damn it, I'm not satisfied. I need this. He not giving it to me. So with that, you did a year, which is very good. That's impossible, I think. A year, not doing anything with nowhere else, and that's not good. You did a year. After the year, you bugging out because you need that. You need this, and you're not getting it from your husband that you love. To death do you part. What you gonna do, baby? You gonna be miserable now? You gonna be miserable now?
I'm gonna stay in love with my husband
and be miserable.
No, why am I miserable? Just
because you're not getting what you want. If you're not getting, listen, if you're not getting what you want, he's just dealing with it. So you're like this. Can y'all see me?
Chris loves
you done? Okay, you done? Okay, you want breakfast now?
Do us hard. Let me tell you something. Listen. Listen. We gotta agree to disagree, right? Because the popular opinion is not my opinion. But all I'm saying to y'all, this is no joke. This is all I'm saying to y'all is when the connection is there, the sex will never, ever, ever be bad. That's it. That's all I got to say.
Baby girl, listen. You talk. Listen, hold on.
Ever.
Hold on. What other females there? Do they? I can't see. I'm on the phone. I can't see that little crap.
Listen. Here.
I want to hear that comment. What you just said.
Female said, PLO, hush your mouth. Here's what another female said. They said again, until it happens to you, meaning me. They said you can't understand where we are coming from. But what I'm saying to y'all, until y'all experience what I have experienced, and that's why I'm trying to give y'all the tips, right? And say you got to have that connection. Okay, the mental connection, the heart connection. When you have that connection, nothing is bad after that. Nothing. When you have that connection, y'all could be sitting on the couch doing nothing, and it was the most amazing time.
Yeah, exactly right.
Listen. Well, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. You are with me. You feeling me?
I'm with you. But
all right. So that's what I'm saying. Yes. Yes. What's the but?
You can't listen. On YouTube, I gotta watch my mouth. So, that's good. Love it. Oh my God, it's a pretty mother hubba. Oh, ooh. She cooked. She speaks. That we good to have this now. But my man down there, he got something. He got a lot to do with it too. We gotta get that off. Help me out with that, baby. If you can't help me out with that,
you gotta talk to him
so
and get him all the way together.
So what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do is no, let me finish. So I'm gonna do. You know what, baby? Since we using this right here, we need to go to the doctor and just cut it off because I'm not using it. I love you to death, baby.
I'm not dealing with you right now. Chef Kev, what's up? What's up, Chef Kev?
Kev, come here. Am I right, Kev? Am I right, Kev? Come on.
No, I ain't cutting that off.
Get rid of it.
Hell no.
Don't enter science.
He ain't using the scissors. He ain't
using
it.
Into science.
I don't even want to vasectomy. I don't even want to vasectomy. You said it's not that much love in the world, right? Ain't that much love. But what I'm saying is this, though, because I've been in relationships where because of sickness, the sex has gone bad, and I didn't end the relationship, and we were still cool. So that's one thing. But
You
what I'm
said
saying is,
cool. You said
You
cool.
said
What do you mean by
sickness.
cool? Yeah,
cool
but
where
what do you
I
mean by
was good.
cool?
I was good. I didn't go out of the straight. Like we
Right.
handled the situation,
All
talked to
right.
doctors, and
See?
yeah.
How long
But
you
what
did
I'm
that?
saying
How long
is,
you did it? How long? Not
we
long.
was about a year or so. We was
Yeah.
having
You
about a
think it
year.
went 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years,
Oh
30 years,
no,
40
no,
years?
no.
Exactly.
But
You get
but what
married to
I'm
death
saying,
do you part.
what I'm saying is to her is that I get where you're coming from,
Me?
but yeah,
Oh
but
well.
you're trying to push your issues or your ideologies on other people. My whole thing is this: we all grown. So guess
No, no.
what?
See, you
I'm
get
not,
them.
no,
You
no.
get you.
Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I
Go
finish?
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, we all grown. So whatever, like I said, we talked before. Certain things I just don't understand, and so certain things you just don't understand. But it might be a priority on your list, may not be a priority on my list or his list or whatever. So that's why you have conversations with people. This is why you talk to people. Like I said before, I would love to sit there and say, you know what, I could meet a woman and not have sex with her, whatever, 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 whatever. If maybe we're at that level. But right now, I don't know if I can do that. I'm not saying I can or cannot, but I understand these women the same way. I understand these women. Like you say, you want nobody wasting your time? They don't want nobody wasting their time. I don't want to waste my time with somebody who can't please them. And so that's how they feel. So if sex is on the top of their priority and it's on top of their list, let it be their list. It's their list. It's their list. So guess what? Everybody list ain't your list. Your grocery list ain't my grocery list. So it's just what it is. So now if we're trying to connect, then that's the situation. But if you got your list and you doing your thing, I got my list and doing my thing, then we got our own list. You know what I mean? Now I can't sit there and fault Chris or Latia or anybody because there are people who are in situations, who are in bad sexual situations, who have been bamboozled and hoodwinked and led astray. I've been in that situation where everything was popping off, and all of a sudden it's not. But
Yeah.
the whole thing is how do you navigate through it? You know what I'm saying? Because to me, listen to me. To me, is this: if that person is not sick, or if that person's not, physically wrong with them, what they are is they have the relationship is a lot. So if I sat there and I come to you and we're knocking it down anytime you want it, after I said I do, I want to ration it out, then I'm not who I said I was. So guess what? Whether we did have sex, it's something else is going to be there. If the person says this, that, and the third, and they don't do that, you know what I mean? Because guess what about these? You keep talking about these soul connections. These connections disconnect. That's why
There's
I
no
say I'm looking for a blessing. Everybody talk about these connections. All these connections can disconnect. It's like anything, your phone, everything could disconnect. So what I'm saying is this: I'm looking for the blessing. You keep looking for your connections. I'm looking for the blessing. All these soul connections don't go the way he's my soulmate, she's my soulmate. Like I said before, to me, a relationship, successful relationship, is when you take it to another level and you happily ever after until death do you part. I don't care if it's 20 years, 15 years, 5 years. If they can't, whatever the reason is, it's not successful. So for me, I'm just know all I know is I don't have the answer. 51 years old, I don't have the answer. I asked God because I can't get it right. All my relationship ended. So I can't get it right. I can't tell nobody how to do it because mine didn't work. So I don't have a balls to stand up here and tell somebody this is what you should do and this is what you shouldn't do. You know what I mean? And so, so that's how I look at it. And like you said, connect like Verizon wireless. How can you connect wirelessly? Connect. So that's the point. So that and these connections break connection. My connection to me is with God, and hopefully that connection will lead me to what I want. Other than that, nah, I'm not going to tell nobody what they can. Just like we talked about the youth, I'm not going to tell nobody who they can and cannot date, whether it's my cup of tea or not. I'm not going to tell nobody what to put on their priority list. If sex is their priority, that's on you. If that's and like I said, it was mine at one point. It didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. We had this discussion last week. It didn't work for me. You know what I mean? But to some people, it works. So I can't say yay or nay. I can't
and
say
those
yay or
people
nay.
those people that it work with, they got to be either a nun or a monk because sex got a whole lot to do. I'm not marrying nobody. You could be the prettiest baby. You got the pretty toes, pretty teeth, pretty lips, pretty legs. Oh my God. If I can't have sex with you, what am I gonna do? I can make listen, I'm a strong black man. If I love you like that, and you good looking like that, and you help me out, this and that, we help each other out, you lift me up, all this and that. I think I can say 2 years. No, I'm lying. I'm lying. A year and a half. I probably go 2 years. I need some sex, baby. I need sex. You're all lying to yourself if you're gonna be married to someone for death do you part and don't not have no good or any type of sex. Sex got a lot to do with it. It don't really mean nothing to y'all youngins, but when you know what you want, you know what the feeling is, you are fine. So. Listen, everything's good. But the sex gotta be there too. It got that you gonna be later, come and work, all that. If I'm going home right now by myself, I'm good with that. But gonna be time like, damn, let me call Shanika. Yeah, let me call Tamita. Let me call Sonia. Yeah, let me call Sonia. You know what I'm saying? So if I ain't gotta call Sonia or Shanika, I got a wife. My wife got to overcome Shanika, Sonia, Tamika, Tabitha, all of them in the bed. Got to. I gotta be. Hold on, baby. I gotta be taken care of. And the same thing with a woman. Y'all lying. You're lying. If you said that you don't need that, you do need that. I learned years ago that a woman is just like a man. They need it also. They want it also. But they do out because they don't want to act. They want us to proceed first. But if we don't proceed, they go proceed themselves. So you're lying to yourself and you don't need that sex. So you get married, don't have no sex and not good, you're gonna strive. You or her gonna strive to another person that can take care of you. That's it. Don't. If you say anything else, you're lying to yourself. Think about it. Think about what I'm saying to you. Think about it. You need that. You give it in the morning, what's going on? Oh my God, what's that? Oh shit. I'm sorry.
Whoa, listen, hold on one second.
I
understand what you're saying. Hold on. Let me just read this. Hold on 1 second. So Tia, I do agree with you. In a relationship, you have to be open. You know when your partner is not pleased, and if you have such a great connection, you will do what you need to do to change that. I do wholeheartedly agree with that. I think y'all are missing me. I wish I had someone here that was able to connect with me on my
you
level.
You need to get them on mic like we are. Why we can't hear these females? I need to hear them. I don't want to read now. I need to hear what they think.
Well, you can't hear because everybody can't be on the panel, PLO.
Well, okay, next week.
That's why I'm reading it.
Next week, listen. Next week,
hold on before I mute you. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. So, thank you. So listen, Chad, this is what I want to say to you. I know for you, you're saying, oh, I can't tell nobody. The thing about life is, listen, hush, PLO. The thing about life is we all have to learn from each other, right? And you learn different situations. And you saying, oh, my connection with God. Well, God speaks through people sometimes. Okay, so you have to be in tune to know where the message is coming from and how it's being sent to you. So everything that God sends to you is not going to be this supernatural divine connection. It may be as simple as you went to ShopRite, you bumped into the cashier, and the cashier told you something so profound, and that was the message from God. So that's number one. But I will say this.
What they got? What they got to do? What we talking about?
Y'all taking every word I said wrong. But let me just say this. I'm saying this. This is what everything I love. I'm being so serious right here. So serious right here. What I'm saying to you, if there's no message that you don't get from me tonight, get this. Get this piece of the message. That connection. And you know, if you don't like my word connection, pull another word out the dictionary, out the thesaurus, out your pocket, something. But when you have a connection with the partner that you with, I'm telling you, everything else that y'all do is gonna be all good. Period. When you get to know that person, when you're in love with that person, when you're in sync with that person, when y'all simply go to the grocery store and shop together, it's going to be an amazing experience because that's where you're at all together. And so when you move that amazing feeling and that amazing connection into the bedroom, it's going to be all good. All right. So that's just this. That's how I want to end that night because we gotta agree to disagree. Take what you are saying to Kevin, apply it to yourself. I don't know what you mean, Tia. Like, explain what you're trying to say to me. That is not true. Well, you know what?
What did Tia say? What did Tia say?
All of y'all, everybody is in agreement on this phone except me. But you know, it is what it is. What can we do? That happens sometimes. You want to be with someone you don't connect with. You're not.
Cheryl, listen, Cheryl.
Listen,
Sister,
whatever.
you gotta go to the nearest church and become a nut because ain't no man gonna marry you. You pretty like a mother. You got it going on. You work this that. You do your workout and so you take care of your business and that. That's all good. You got to smile. You do your business so that's all good. If I wasn't your brother, I'd be with you. But in the morning when homeboy jump up, before I jump up, somebody gotta take care of that. It could be a year or two, but listen, I'm not going no more than a year. Somebody gotta take care of it.
No, see, y'all went from just not getting into bad sex. So we done took this to a whole nother level.
Come together,
Nobody
baby.
said that the woman is not gonna please you. Not gonna have sex with you. Y'all saying bad sex. What I'm saying is, what is
bad sex is when you can't produce what you're supposed to do to make your man happy. If you can't do it, and your man working with you, and you can't do it, now you get then the extra shit is, extra thing is you getting aggravated. Baby, I'm working with you, baby. I'm working with you, sugar. I'm working.
We listen, because we're about to close out soon. We're gonna move past this conversation. We're gonna
before you close, let me say this before you close out.
I'm not closing out yet because I got a question to ask, but go ahead.
Okay. Next week you can mute me. I would need to hear from the females. I had no female but your mouth. I'm not trying to read nothing. I've been out of high school since 1987. I'm not trying to read nothing. I'll be at work. I gotta read, go to the computer. I don't really want to do that.
I will bring another female on the panel. But I'm just saying to you, you know, y'all would accept it if some personality you love put it in a book. Y'all would accept it like this is magic, this is great. Okay. Steve Harvey writes a book about relationships and everybody loses their mind. I'm trying to give y'all a perfect public service announcement here for free, and y'all trying to beat me down.
No, we're not trying to beat you down. We lied to you. Listen, you said something about Steve Harvey.
To give you
Did you read Steve Harvey's book? Did you read his books? Did you really read it?
No, I don't need to read his books.
Yes, you do.
I don't. You missed the whole conversation where I said I'm good over here. All is well. I don't need to read his books. But let's close out. Let's close out with this particular question right here. Your best friend tells you that they accidentally kissed your ex one time while you were together. What happens next? Your best friend, they tell you that they accidentally kissed your ex. Okay, while y'all were together, what happens next? Your male best friend, Kevin, he
But
was
you know,
messing
I'm talking.
around with your ex while y'all were together, and he tells you now because y'all apart. You still good?
Why would he tell me? I don't. First of all, my best friend's a female, so that's why the whole thing goes crazy. But uh, you know, mm, no, I'm not good
How
with
did
it.
you accidentally kiss someone?
Yeah, basically, because I don't see how that happens. It's not the alcohol. It's nothing. Like, why would you even bring that up? Like, why would you even tell me? Like, I don't understand. Like, if I did that, I wouldn't say a word. I'd take it to my grave. So I just wouldn't. I don't know why you even tell me. I don't even know why. Like, nothing good's gonna come out of it. You
You're
know,
right.
other than
Nothing good is gonna come out of it.
so
So
the
that
so don't say nothing to me because obviously you ain't my best friend if you kissing on my ex. You kissed on my girl.
yeah,
You know, I don't. So I don't. So
you're
I
not
don't
doing
cross
that.
that line. Yeah, we're not doing
So
that.
so here, Kev, we talked about age. We talked about so many conversations tonight. How do you want to end this conversation? Because we're about to close it out.
I'm
Trying
in,
to just
I'm in,
see.
I'm gonna end it like this, and I'm talking to the panel. But I'm talking to you as well. You know, we give our opinions. That's what we do. You know, we try to share something for people in our age group who are 40 plus, 50 plus years old. And the best thing I can say is, you know what? Trust God. That's it. Trust God. If you go in relationships, if you trust God in your jobs and in your money situations, and you pray for things, you pray for the house, you pray over your food, you know, pray when it comes to finding a good spouse. But I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth with this because it's gonna go along
You
with
did it. You
Cheryl.
did already, brother. You did already. Yeah,
No,
Thank
no,
right.
you. Thank you, Pilo.
no.
Thank you,
Be
Pilo.
quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet,
Thank you,
Pilo.
Pilo.
I always talk about. She was talking about connection, talking about a blessing. But one thing I've learned her the pastor say one time: if a blessing is connected with a sin, it's not a blessing. And being that fornication is a sin, I could understand you connecting with somebody and not having sex before you get married. So that on that level, that's that. Don't say nothing. Don't say a damn word. Don't say nothing. I'm just saying what I said.
I
That's
heard
it.
that.
Leave it like that. Y'all have a good night. This is
Pilo. What do you want to close this conversation out with?
Okay, let me make it real short and clean.
Yes.
If you in love with somebody, y'all both in love
Yes.
with each other, and y'all want to
Uh-huh.
be together and get married, the death do you part. You gotta understand each other and feel each other, and you gotta take a minute. It's no time limit to know each other. Give in the morning, at night, so and so. This situation, you need to know every situation about that person, including sex. Sex have a lot.
He lost connection. He was getting a good message out there, and I think I kind of know where he's going. He lost connection. You do have to know each other. But if y'all remember one conversation I said, before I said, with my partner, I don't mind the 24/7 thing. You do need time and to spend time with your partner in order to get to know them in every single aspect. So you need that time in order to get to know them. And the way I will close this out here, to all of you out there, thank you for joining the Relationships Wednesday conversation. It's sad that we didn't connect tonight, that we didn't yes, but not 24/7. Yeah, it's very sad that we didn't connect tonight. It's also sad that y'all want to reject my public service announcements that I feel are just extremely helpful. Here's the thing, I'm not telling you that you should change your list, but I am saying to you that if you want a different level of connection, then there's some other things that need to be at the top of the list. And sex should be not be like the number one. So that's what I'm saying. So And I will stand by this. I will stand by this. I will write a theory on it that when you have a certain connection, there's no way on the face of this earth that the sexual experience can be bad. And I will put everything I own on that. If you are already at a certain level in a connection with someone, it's similar to when you first start out a relationship. When you first start out a relationship, everything y'all do together, y'all just are so in such a bliss and y'all in love. And then later on in a relationship, that person could do some of the same things, and those things are now getting on your nerves. So that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about that first level connection. If you stay in that zone up there, everything y'all do together, walk in the park, the movies, sleeping, taking a nap together, whatever, it's all good. It's all good. And that's my public service announcement. And that's how I'm going to close out tonight. And PLO, we lost you for a minute. We're closing out. Finish your closeout statement, because you was actually going somewhere. I was feeling you. I was connecting with you. You was getting somewhere. Finish out your closeout.
I don't know where I got cut off at. What the last thing you heard what I said?
You said pretty much that, y'all all, you have to get to know each other. You know what I mean?
It takes time. It takes time.
It takes time. It takes
You got to
time.
know each other. Everything. Morning, noon, night,
That's
afternoon,
what I'm
everything.
talking about. That's my brother right there, 24/7. You got to get to know them.
You got to. And then listen, again, like I said, I want to try to say it again real quick. Sex is a lot of part of it. Everything, you good looking, everything is cool, this and that. We laugh, we have fun together, family, everything, this and that. Bad time, we make each other feel better, really good. But sex got a lot to do with it. If it don't, you're lying to yourself, because how long you gonna go with not having it, not getting what you need, female and male. So if you don't get it, you're gonna strive. You're gonna strive to something else to get what you want. Because you go to the supermarket and get them chocolate chip cookies, they ain't got the one you want. You're gonna go to the next store, right?
Agreed.
So same thing. You can do with this bull crap chocolate chip right here. But how long you gonna deal with that bull crap chocolate chips? Not till you die. You're not gonna do it till you die. You're not. You're not gonna do it.
PLO, let me tell you this. Hands down. I'm never, ever, ever gonna cheat on my man. We gonna work this out. We gonna figure it out. But listen, we closing out. It's late. Thank you guys for joining and chiming in on Relationships Wednesdays. We will be here next Wednesday, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Can I say so? Hold on. Why I gotta be 9:50? Why can't it be 9 o'clock?
All right. Well, we're making 9 o'clock. We're up the time. Is that going to help you out? All right. Okay. We'll figure it out. But anyway, guys, I'm tired. It's over. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Relationship Wednesday.
Come on next week. I want to hear y'all come.
I'm gonna bring another female up.
Another? What about a few? Block us brothers out and let's hear them.
Too much, and you barely give anybody else a chance to speak. We will bring another female in the building.
I told you already, baby. We talk. I'm gonna talk. Ask me a question. I'm gonna give you an answer.
Good night. Bye, Chef Kev.
Let me get home.
Thank you. Call me later. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, everyone in the chat. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Don't get married.
Oh, my God. Don't do that. Bye.
Don't get married.
Good night.
One love, y'all.